Hey y'all, it's Kennedy. Today I'm doing a little bit of a different video. I am doing a live trading session. It's 8:47 in the morning. Just kind of gonna give you guys like my in-thought thinking process, real time, how I go about my real time, everything. So yeah, so I have my top step here. I'll tell you guys what I'm waiting for, what I'm looking for, and everything you really need to know. Yeah, let's switch over. So right now I have a limit at 54.75, and you might be thinking, why do I want 54.75? So the volume right now is really strong. It's super strong. On the 4 hour we have a support area here that I would like us to just come back and test again. So that's basically what I'm waiting for. If it leaves without me, then it's just not a trade that I'm meant to take. But if it comes back and it waits for me, then we can go ahead and try to capitalize off of this trade. Actually, let me adjust this to 55. So 55 is what I want. Low-key part of me wants to just get in right here, but I know I shouldn't. So yeah, we're just gonna wait. There's a lot of volume right now, a lot of sell side volume, so it's best that I wait. I was just teasing my limit. So if it goes without me again, then obviously I'll just have to journal this and just explain in my journal why maybe I was expecting too much. But hopefully it doesn't leave without me. Hopefully it fills me in here. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, but hopefully it does. All right, looks like we're about to get
Order
it filled.
Order filled.
All right, so we're targeting. I'm gonna be targeting this 70 range, and I want to risk just below this support here. Hopefully we don't just. So I don't. My trade becomes invalidated here because I'm playing a support trade. So if we come down here, that's a demand zone. I'm not playing a demand zone, so like we're pretty much dumping. So L fill, but let's just see how this plays. How this plays out. So far, we are getting a good reaction. Obviously, we can get a reaction with no follow through. So right now, we're getting a reaction. We just need that follow through to kind of tie all of this together. So if we could continue kind of rejecting from this area, then I have more faith in this trade. Let's go to the 1 minute. So we still have that sell side volume. We need some buyer side volume to start kicking in soon. And this will be my only trade for today, because I just want to be one and done today. So either I lose this trade or I win this trade. Either way, I'm gonna be one and done for the day. I have some stuff I need to do. I need to go to the gym. First of all, I was supposed to make breakfast this morning, but clearly I didn't. So I need to make breakfast and go to the gym, and also have a dentist appointment. So I really need to be done with my trading by like 9:30 to kind of stay on schedule for things today. So I'm not gonna say I forced this trade because it's a valid setup, but part of me definitely just kind of wants to be done with the day of trading. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie there. I think I'm gonna have to target a little bit higher because I have fees to make up for here. Once this trade gets about right here, I'll go break even. So let me see my break-even point. And depending on how we react there, I might even pull out of the trade completely. Just depending on how things look. At this point, I'm gonna minimize risk here, bring my stop loss up to 48.25. So now, although we're still risking money, we aren't risking nearly as much money because, again, like I said earlier, my trade becomes invalidated when that support is no longer supporting, and we are kind of gonna get to that demand zone. So that's when my trade becomes invalid. Looks like we're about to get stopped here. But if we do get stopped, that's also okay because, I mean, we minimized risk. We did everything we could. And again, I need this to support for this trade to still be valid. Once it stops supporting, it's invalidated. Yeah. So stops right below the 4-hour wick is a great place to be. I think my stop loss is a great place. And I think my trade, if it does play out, it's a good trade. If it doesn't play out, it was still a good trade. Looks like sales are kind of fighting us here. So on this next 15-minute candle, we do need to see price continuing to support here. As I've been saying for a while, we need price to support. This break on this 4-hour isn't pretty. I would have liked if price kind of closed a little bit above. This isn't very pretty, but nonetheless, it can still play out. Yeah, so that 4-hour close wasn't the prettiest. It would have been a little better had price closed a little bit higher than where it closed. That would have made me a lot more confident in us supporting from here. But just off of my looks of what I'm looking at, it does look like we're going to come down lower. But I'm already in the trade, so it's kind of like too late for me to kind of go back on my idea. But just based off of that 4-hour close, it does look like price wants to go lower. And that's okay. I'm in the trade. My original idea was my original idea. Sometimes you gotta sit it through and take your L. And just kind of reassess why you took that L and what you could have done differently. I do like my entry though. I do really, really like my entry. And I am extremely happy that I didn't FOMO into this and got a worse entry because we would have been long out this trade. Stop loss wise. We're struggling. We're struggling right here at that 55, right? We're struggling right at my entry. See? We're That's okay. I think I'm going to target a 10 point here. Just because we're struggling, I'm going to target 10 points on this trade. Just because we're struggling a lot here, and I would prefer to play it safe. So I'm gonna try for 10 points here, and I'm gonna break even at 5. Just because we're struggling. And it seems like sellers are very strong in the markets today. So I'm gonna target 10 points instead of my initial 15. Yeah, so top step is struggling right now. Dang, at least I have my stop loss in my TP. Dang, top step. Come on. Okay, there we go. Also, this live account, I've had many live accounts. I restarted this live account with 1500, and my goal here is consistency, growing it slowly, same as with my fun bits. No rushing any of it. Just want to prove consistency. So 1500, and each payout moving forward will get deposited into this account as well. So if you want to stay with me on that journey to see how it ends up, you're always welcome to click the subscribe button to follow me along that journey in itself. My goal overall for this live account is 20K before I probably move away from fundits and prop firms altogether. I think would be 20K. And nonetheless, even if I don't hit 20K with payouts, which I mean, cross my fingers, but even if I don't hit 20K with payouts, then I'll 100% make 20K from work. I have a pretty decent job, so I always do have a backup plan, which is my work, and also, I have a degree, so even if I don't get 20K in here from payouts, I'll get 20K in here by next year nonetheless. So either way, I will be eventually moving away from prop firms completely. Not because they're bad or anything, but just because, they're a stepping stone. Like, they're like a stepping stool to get you where you need to be, but they're not, you don't need it to continue to be where you need to be. So it's really struggling. I wish it would just hit my break-even point so I can break even on the trade and walk away and go get my water because my lips are chapped. But it's not looking too good. It kind of looks like we formed our top wick on the 4-hour, and now we're going to create that bottom wick somewhere down here is what I think. But if we do come up here, then our top wick could be around this resistance here. So we really do need this to hold here. You can see on the 15 where we're holding it, on the 5-minute where we're kind of holding. We need to continue to hold. So if we don't continue to hold, we're going to go down. Looks like we're about to get stopped.
Order filled.
All right. So we're out of that trade. Do some calculations. All right, so we lost $360 on the day. That's not the worst. Now, if this goes up from here, I'm gonna be pissed. Because then that's really just my entry. My entry was bad. But overall, the trade was pretty valid. I pretty much knew the trade was kind of cooked when the 4-hour closed like this. Because the 4-hour closing like this was like, bruh, I need the 4-hour to kind of close a little bit higher. When the 4-hour closed like that, I knew we were kind of cooked and we were going to go lower. And that's okay. But this is my original trade with my stop loss and everything. So we can kind of keep it on here. See if my original trade would have played out without me altering my stop loss. But overall, that's it. I don't think I'm going to trade any more trades today. just because, you know, I'm good on a one and done. One thing about me is I'm okay with one and done in it. I lose. There's always a better day. Clearly, price action isn't in my favor. Conditions are not in my favor, so I'm good. Look, lock this out. One and doneer. So we lost 35 on the live account. Not the worst loss. Actually, really good freaking loss. I love that. I'll take 35 over my original 50. All right, so 340 lost on the day. Hopefully you guys saw my thought process. I knew the trade was going to probably end up losing after I saw that 4-hour close. But I was already committed. And if I would have got out, it would have broken my rules. So I kind of had to commit myself to that trade. Ooh. So I had to commit myself to the trade because I was already in it. But hopefully you guys could see like my whole thought process and everything, how I deal with losses, how I deal with trades, how I am in a trade. And if you made it, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing. And yeah, thank you guys so much. So sad that I couldn't get a loss for you guys on my live trading because I won't be able to live trade tomorrow either. But it happens, you know. We can always get it back in blood, you know. A $30 loss when you gain $75 or a $60 loss when your wins are $150 is not the end of the world. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and see you guys when I see you guys. Bye.